Philippine National Oil Company ECI's exploration works in Liguasan Marsh. State-run Philippine National Oil Company Exploration Corporation PNOC-EC has expressed interest in exploring the Liguasan Marsh. "We are very interested in this," PNOC-EC President and CEO Rosana Brigues said in a forum last week. Rodriguez, however, said the company would wait for the policies of the national government through the Department of Energy (DOE) and the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, BIRM. "We will start with Sultan Kudarat's portion of the Liguasan Marsh first and then let the policies on BIRM and DOE government be sorted out before we will eventually explore the area," Brigues said in a text message. He said the state-run firm is willing to partner with companies to explore the untapped oil and gas resources in the area. "We continue to have studies and dual partnership with the academe and some of our proponents in order to undertake onshore development and using the newer methods and technologies so we can reduce our negative impact to the environment," Rodriguez said. This is to help the country boost exploration activities, which have declined in the past decade. The DOE had said the country has only drilled an average of 5 wells in a 10-year period compared with the double and triple-digit averages of other peer countries in Southeast Asia. To push for exploration, PNOC-EC has partnered with the University of the Philippines, UP, and the DOE to do extensive studies on new oil and gas resources in the country's sedimentary basins. "Right now, we are really pursuing with UP and DOE to have an extensive study of our sedimentary basins to make our area more attractive to foreign investors," Brigues said earlier. The Liguasan Marsh covers 2,200 hectares spanning the provinces of Cotabato, Maguindanao, and Sultan Kudarat, of which 300 square kilometers are classified as protected wetland and bird sanctuary. It is said to have billions of cubic feet of gas and is rich in oil deposits. In 2018, President Duterte said the government would not claim the untapped oil and gas reserves in Maguindanao as it belongs to the Moro people. Under the Petroleum Act of 1949, the government has a share of 60% in royalties from extraction activities. A year later, the president reiterated that the Moro people could exploit the resources in the region under the Bangsamoro organic law, including the Liguasan Marsh. The Liguasan Marsh was excluded in DOE's Philippine Energy Contracting Round held in 2012 since it was declared as a protected area. In 1979, about 30,000 hectares of the marsh were declared a game refuge and bird sanctuary, with an inventory carried out to ensure the preservation of wildlife and aquatic resources. Marsh oil exploration receives go-ahead. A firm is set to explore and develop oil and natural gas deposits in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, BIRM. Lawyer Ishak Mastera, chairman of the BIRM's Regional Board of Investments (RBOI), said over the weekend the agency granted provisional registration to ES Malana Global Ventures Company Incorporated as an investor in the Bangsamoro region. ES Malana is owned by Cotabato City-based engineer Esmail Malana and is registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The company has paid a non-refundable P2 million to the Department of Energy (DOE) to obtain the service contract, Mastera said. According to the company's brief, it has acquired Block 10 of the Cotabato Basin with an area of 384,000 hectares and the Liguasan Marsh and the Sulusi Basin Block 6, straddling about 1.3 million hectares. ES Malana's lifework includes the exploration and development of the natural gas deposits in the Liguasan Marsh, Mastera said. He added that ES Malana was the only applicant for the exploration and development of predetermined areas in Block 10 in Cotabato Basin and Block 6 in the Sulusis Basin. Mastera said the company's proposed petroleum investment in the BIRM was lodged under DOE's Philippine Conventional Energy Contracting Program. However, the DOE has yet to award the service contracts for the petroleum projects in BIRM despite the fact that the company's proposed investment for the Cotabato and Sulu basins would amount to nearly P1 billion. Awarding of the service contract for ES Malana was held in abeyance by the DOE, pending discussions at the Intergovernmental Relations Body involving petroleum investments in the Bangsamoro region. The Office of the President will be the one to finally approve the contract, Mastera said. He explained that ES Malana registered with their boy BIRM in order that it could already prepare, recruit and train manpower as well as obtain capital equipment for future exploration, utilization, and development of its target areas in the BIRM. A multi-billion peso investment from two parties are awaiting notices to proceed with exploring for petroleum and natural gas deposits in the Liguasan Marsh and Sulusi, once the national government and the Bangsamoro Autonomous Government finalize the harmonization of rules and jurisdiction on mineral extraction within the Bangsamoro territory. At least one local company, the Esmalana Global Ventures Company Incorporated, EGVI, has filed with the Bangsamoro Board of Investments, BOI, a petroleum investment project in the Liguasan Marsh area and the Sulu Basin, worth P998 million. Another project, a bigger one, comes from the Australia-headquartered Energy World Corp, which has applied for natural gas exploration in the Sulu Sea that would cost $1 billion. Lawyer Ishak Mastera said the Bangsamoro boy has granted provisional registration last month to EGV. However, Mastera said the agency he heads has held in abeyance the granting of service contract to the company. A service contract would grant authority to a company to proceed with oil and mineral exploration. But Mastera said the Department of Energy (DOE) has already written the company that its service contract was yet to be granted pending the final outcome of the DOE-led discussion between representatives of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, BRM, and the national government. He said he was unaware with the application of Energy World Corporation but suggested the company also file its registration. Mastera told the Business Mirror it would be good if they will start the process of registration with us, considering that aside from the fiscal incentives, the Bangsamoro Organic Law, BOL, provides preferential rights to bona fide residents of BRM for natural resources, including petroleum, investments. Intergovernmental discussion. Mastera said the DOE explained to EGV that the awarding of the service contracts for BRM areas were held in abeyance since the modality of processing and awarding of service contracts in the BRM for petroleum investments still have to be worked out in the Intergovernmental Relations Body, as established under the BOL. EGV's proposed investment project covers the Liguasan Marsh and the Sulu Sea, but the areas that fall within the BRM jurisdiction are subject to the joint determination by the BRM regional government and the national government, he added. Nevertheless, EGV registered with their boy BRM subject to the final approval of a service contract by the President in order that they can already prepare, recruit and train manpower, as well as obtain capital equipment for future exploration, utilization and development of their target areas in the BRM. According to Mastera, he, however, said that the registration of the investment project doesn't mean that EGV can already proceed with their exploration, development and utilization, but the registration of their investment project could mean that they are recognized as a company operating in the BRM area, since the BOL provides preference to BRM residents in the exploitation of its natural resources, particularly petroleum. No fiscal incentives were given to EGV by the Bangsamoro boy because petroleum companies have their own terms and conditions under a service contract, according to Mastera. However, EGV can, in the future, apply for reduced duties and taxes for importation of capital equipment should their oil and gas venture progress during their talks with the BRM regional government and the national government. Amildasa D. Anil, facilitator and coordinator of Energy World International Limited, also said that its application in 2017 for an exploration of natural gas deposits in the Sulu area remained on hold at the DOE. Anil said discussions on harmonizing the laws were still going on with the BRM on oil and other mineral exploration. Anil said that Energy World Corporation has applied for exploration of the natural gas deposits in Lugus Island, about 32 miles southwest off the provincial capital of Jolo, and in Pearl Bank, another islet farther west of Lugus. Graham Elliott, executive director of the company, estimated the project would cost about $1 billion but needs between $300 million to $400 million to start it. Nonetheless, Elliott expressed confidence the company has equity investors to join us as soon as we have the permission from the DOE. I am also confident of the support from the Development Bank of the Philippines due to its impact to employment and the other investment that would be encouraged in this region, the BRM, that really needed investments, he said during an online briefing with business reporters here last April.